Hey, so I actually watched quite a few movies this week, and it's been mostly great movies, and all of them I got to see late at night, so they're all a bit jumbled up in my head. So these are just capsule first impressions with no claim at any sort of, depth. I didn't research for this, it's just, raw experience. And I'll start with Get Out. This film I've been avoiding ever since it became such a smash hit, it became such a sensation. I thought, well, let's have a look at the poster, and it's not a good poster. That film has a very dull poster, very lazy Photoshop, and then I read some comparisons and it was a bit overhyped at the time, so I made the mistake of skipping Get Out when it first hit cinemas, and well, now I've rectified that at home on Blu-ray, and the film is magnificent. I loved it. I really enjoyed Get Out. It reminded me of a lot of good films, but Get Out has its own identity, and it has a lot of moments where I thought, okay, this is a good genre film. And yeah, I'm sure you knew that. I'm sure everyone but me has watched Get Out, but now I'm with the majority, and I'm also with the majority in praising Get Out. The other film which really impressed me, which I got to see within the last 7 days, was Bill Duke's 1992 thriller Deep Cover, and I've never heard of that film until very recently. It started popping up on Twitter, on YouTube, and I thought, okay, what the hell is Deep Cover? And it's quite impressive. It's a very atmospheric piece of 1990s filmmaking. It wasn't perfect. I felt that there must have been some tampering. Either there were some hasty rewrites at the 11th hour, or maybe they recut the film a little bit, because there were some tonal shifts within the story which don't happen if you have a thoroughly, prepared and locked script and everything. And the characters, the acting was brilliant. Larry Fishburne is amazing. Jeff Goldblum, wow. But the characters broke character within the story, and there were moments where I just thought, okay, this just isn't convincing anymore. All around all the grit and believability and nice build-up, there were moments where I thought, okay, these characters, I'm not with them anymore. But despite that, it's still a very nice film. Another little technical thing I noticed, which I watched this on DVD. I know there is a Blu-ray now, but I watched the DVD, and the opening thing is like a prologue set at Christmas time, and it starts with a crane shot, and the camera sort of descends towards the ground level, towards the characters, and all the snow just looks like foam. It just looks completely like all the snow looks really fake. I don't know. Once I've watched the film on Blu-ray, I'll see whether my assumption was correct, but that was some very fake snow in that opening shot. But I'm not dissing the film. I love the film. I love the performances. I'll be watching it again, even though it does make some very Hollywood compromises. But it's got some good stuff there. Story of Echoes, and that came out around 1999. And it didn't come to my local cinema at the time, and I read the reviews, and somehow I ended up missing that one completely. It's a medium budget sort of a supernatural thriller with Kevin Bacon and Kevin Dunn and a few very decent actors in supporting parts, and it's based on a novel from the 1950s. And now I'm after the novel, because the film it's a Hollywood story, and so there are those shortcuts, but there are some good practical effects. And the twist, you can see the twist coming. There is no big surprise there within the story. And the film came out around the same time as The Sixth Sense, so it was a bit up. I think it didn't get the exposure maybe it it was aiming for. But now, looking back through these nostalgia glasses, now that the 90s have this nostalgia value to them, and also bearing in mind that 1999 was one of the last years when the films were still being made predominantly on 35mm, when the production values were epic compared to today. On such kind of mid-range thrillers and horrors, there was a lot of practical effects work. There were a lot of elaborate shots which would have all been done with some really rubbish lazy CGI, or with some quite cold and impersonal digital lensing, digital cinematography. So nothing great about Stir of Echoes, except Kevin Bacon. Well, okay, he has that kind of a topless scene there where he's like digging in his backyard with a big pickaxe, so he looks in great shape there, and it's a good movie, and it has good production values. So that's that. I enjoyed that. And there is another film I would like to bring up, which is called Clockers by Spike Lee, and this is the first Spike Lee film since Summer of Sam, which I got to see, in which I thought sustained its running time and which didn't frustrate the living hell out of me, which didn't appear overindulgent and self-indulgent. So it's probably my favorite Spike Lee film now, and I only got to see it once on Universal Blu-ray, and it's not the greatest Blu-ray. The image has some serious issues there, but the film, oh my god, it's wonderful. I really enjoyed it. It's a well-told story, and it's in like a 2-hour-long movie, and I don't really like films that run over 80 minutes long, but this one works. There are still some quirks where you can tell it's a Spike Lee, where he still can't really bring all the story strands together so that they sort of all tie up nicely in the end. It's adapted from a novel, so I guess I'd have to go back to the novel and read it, because there were some aspects of the story which were left unresolved, like the main character, he keeps puking up blood from time to time throughout the film, but it never really builds up to anything, and it doesn't really, it doesn't have much of a bearing on the overall story. So I just thought, what was the point? I guess in the novel it might have had more relevance, but it just made the film a little bit bloodier than it probably had to be. Clockers is atmospheric, and there is a lot of authenticity to it, married to a certain level of sheen coming with the production value, with the film with like Martin Scorsese behind the project and everything. So I really can't wait to rewatch that again. And Delroy Lindo, oh my god, what a great performer. So that's my film week. Thanks for watching. It took me ages to record this video. Things just kept happening, so this easy video was hard to record. Thanks a lot if you stuck around and watched it through to the end. Bye bye.